Escapers! Hello and welcome back. It is ScapeCon 2. This is the match 3 of the main event. We're back to my own army, and so is Chandler. Chandler is here with me. How are you, Chandler?
I'm doing great, Joe. You know, it's pretty good to be here. I had a lot of fun at ScapeCon, and I met you for the first time. So it's kind of awesome that we're able to reconnect so soon. And yeah, I've been doing well since the last, 6, 7 months since
Yeah.
August.
It's been quite the busy couple of months, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, lots of traveling for me. Fingers crossed I didn't get any more sicknesses, but I've been able to make it through so far. So
Oh, that's good to
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
So,
Um,
we're here on whatever this map's called. I don't remember the names of the maps.
the only map I know the name of, I think, is Stygian Rift, and this might be it or it might not. It kind of sounds
Interesting.
like it could be
Okay.
worth it. Who knows?
Oh, I know. Wait, I recognize this map now. Okay, so this is gonna be really weird for those time travelers out there. So, um, the match that I played Ryan Tales of Valhalla Ryan on is this map.
Okay.
So that was the first game that came out, which was past a couple months ago. Because by the time that this video comes out, it'll most likely be in March. So the time travel.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
But yeah,
We
I'm
will.
back with my own army. We were just playing with Ian, and we were looking at Brave Arrow. And what are these units called?
The Mohican River Tribe.
Right.
I believe they were from Wave 9.
Nice. Yeah, I had never seen them before. Very interesting combo. The All Scouts, which is why you have, um, oh my god, a Vedic
Fennec
Warlord.
Warlord.
That's it.
Yeah.
And of course, Thrakus. So,
My boy. He's such a good filler unit. Completely underrated, in my opinion.
oh yeah.
Um, so good.
I mean, he can definitely kick some teeth in with his back hind legs.
Yeah. On top of that being one of the best support units in the whole game. So yeah, and he's a scout and he's cheap and yeah, he just works perfectly in this army.
Was this your first pick for the main event army, or did you have a couple others in the back of your head?
I actually think it was. So I wanted to play I played the Mohicans like Gen Con probably 4 years ago. So it's been two Scape Cons. I missed Gen Con. I think it was like 2018 or something.
Okay.
Anyways, I brought them and I did so badly. I did not play them well, but they're really fun. So I ended up continuing to play them over the years, and I finally decided to bring them. I was like, screw it, you know. I think they're gonna be hard to play for other people, and like it took me a while to get okay with them. So yeah, and it's really fun. It's just a cool build, you know.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I'm actually gonna look up their card again. I forgot to do that just before, so bear with me. But in the meantime, you said you went to Gen Con. Have you been to multiple Gen Cons or just one?
I have been going to Gen Con almost every year since 2011. I missed
Wow.
2015, 20, I think it was just 2015, and then 2020 from the pandemic, and then I didn't go to Gen Con because of ScapeCon the past year. So I've been going for 11 years pretty much. Missed
Wow.
like three, two. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely a highlight of my year. I look forward to it every time. It's good to see all the heroScape people to play this quote unquote dead game. And you know, this year it'll feel extra sweet
Sure.
from Age of Annihilation. So we'll stick it to them. Be like, heroScape's not dead. Could have made money.
Well, yeah. I mean, that to me that is a really good point. Is just to touch on AOA for a second. Um, One thing that's been, kind of daggling in the back of my head when that topic comes up is it's not dead. It gave me the reminder that it never was dead. It was sure
Yep.
nothing came out, but it was never forgotten. And there was always somebody that said, well, I mean, even with Craig, Craig Van Ness was part of that team, and he was part of that. He, kind of really helped, make sure that okay, the heroScapers get their chance. Sure, it didn't work out, but it's still not forgotten, and it reminded so many other new fans and some older fans that may have forgotten about it to say, hey, heroScape's still going on. There's still a community that supports this game. That's awesome. So
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, the community's great. I'm sure there are other equal communities out there on the internet. There's bound to be, but like, dang, if it isn't one of the best ones,
yeah.
just like keeping this was children's toy game alive that turned into like a great strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it was always a great strategy game, but as they added more, it made it more complicated.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so
Because, I mean, one thing
great
I love
game.
about strategy games is the knowledge that you have to know about every single unit within the game. And, of course, what battlefields that you go into with them.
Mhm.
And obviously with heroScape, opposed to some other turn-based games that would say more like video games, what's special about heroScape that we all know and love is that you can make whatever battlefield you want. So,
Oh yeah.
you know,
I mean, map making is one of my favorite parts of playing, so
that's
I
wonderful, yeah.
totally agree. I agree. It's great. It's just like, man, it's lightning in a bottle. I
Mm-hmm.
just, I wish I had gotten back into it like a couple years early and been able to pick up some more of my own stuff. I mean, I have a good amount, but like,
Yeah.
I've kind of merged any squads that are popular and or rare units with Nick's collection. So like, I don't really have my own. I mean, I have at least one of each master set. But anyways, all that stuff's down in Florida, and I'm having trouble getting it up here safely.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I love heroScape. It's great. I was so excited when they announced the AOA. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much, but
No,
yeah,
no, no,
I was
sure, yeah.
disappointed when it failed.
Of
So
course. Of course.
it's fun. I went to a tournament up in DC here that Ben, I think it's Earl of Sandwich, hosted,
Sure.
and he did a great job. Great tournament. It reminded me to play. I want to play heroScape again. So,
Yeah, that's always the best thing is, feeling reminded of how great this game is.
mhm.
And obviously, when you watch someone play it or you hear somebody about playing and you talk about, certain moments that you had, it's always that solid reminder like, wow, yeah, there's something special here. Like, I gotta play.
Yeah.
So I finally have their card up for the Meekin River Tribe, and I just want to kind of read through these abilities again because, like I said, I'm not too familiar, and they're not ever played on the channel before. So I kind of go through them a little bit. So obviously they're a common squad, mover 5, range 6, attack 2, defense 1, which is pretty crazy. Trying to think, what did I see the other day that had a defense 1? Sam
Arrow
had
Gruts.
taken. Yeah, true Arrow Gruts.
Past couple games I've had it like Wannick on it, so
Oh.
I'm used to like okay, something else.
Oh, did she take the Ashigaru,
Yes,
Yari, and Harkabus?
Ashigaro, yeah, somewhat of the fourth mass rarity of because they had Weight and Fire, which I hate. I hate Weight
Yeah.
and Fire. I can't stand it. But okay, so pretty solid stats. 6 range is great. So not the best, but for 70 points, what do their abilities have? Battle Fury. If a Mohican River Tribe is engaged, add 1 to its attack dice and 2 to its defense. So okay, so they're meant to be engaged. So that's good. So which is interesting because they are a ranged unit. I wonder. Let's
Yes.
see if there's something else here that I'm forgetting that might add to why they are arranged, but also meant to be engaged. War cry. After taking a turn with the Mohican River Tribe, if at least 2 Mohican River tribesmen you control are engaged, you may immediately take a turn with one unique tribesman hero you control. Oh, so then that's why Brave Arrow is in play.
Yes.
And of course, Concealment 19. If a Mohican River tribesman you control is targeted and receives 1 or more wounds from an attacking figure who is not engaged, you must, sometimes there's usually a may in there, but you must roll the 20-sided die, count the minimum number of spaces between the attacker and the Mohican River tribesman, add this number to your die roll. If you roll a 19 or higher, ignore any wounds the Mohican tribesman just received. Wow, that is a bit confusing. I'm trying to see if, I don't remember if we see that come in play.
Yeah, you shot at me earlier with some of your Mar warriors. So basically, it's like concealment 19 is the base number, and then you just add whatever the amount of spaces between the attacker and the defender minimum. So like it's basically the farther away you are, the harder it is to hit you.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't trigger super often, but I wanted to circle back to the melee thing because Brave Arrow, if Brave Arrow is engaged or is adjacent to a Mohican River tribesman who is attacking an adjacent figure, they get an extra die. So basically, he buffs only their melee attack.
Oh, wow.
So that's another melee thing. Also, I think, yeah. So that's kind of like their whole deal. You got to know when to engage with them and when to shoot at the enemy.
It's pretty versatile. To be able, I mean, 6 range is nothing to scoff at. Sure,
Nope.
the defense is 1 is not great, but with
Nope.
that, with everything else, adding to them, with them being engaged, like they're more deadly, more engaged. But
Yes.
having that range is nice. Like it's really
Yes.
flexible. Like that's so fascinating.
They're like my second favorite squad now. My favorite is the 10th Reg for the exact same reason.
Here we
Uh,
go.
So I'm kind of a sucker for that style of squad.
Sure.
But like, dang, if they aren't fun to play.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. So you had 3 squads?
Yes.
Okay.
3 squads: Brave Arrow, Venok Warlord, Theracus, and that was it actually.
Yeah.
Um,
So the purpose for Venok is pretty much
Yep.
just for the scout bonus, and he just kind of hangs in the back. And if Wannick is on the board, then you just stack him on Wannick.
That's an excellent point. Yeah, he's kind of the wound sink since Brave Arrow is only 4 and Theracus is only 3. He also is another 4 attack unit, and is somewhat beefy. So he's kind of in there as an enforcer. He's sometimes useful, sometimes not, in terms of like him using him end game as a figure. But like the real bonus, like you said, is his movement bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not bad on his own. And also I can pick him up with Theracus because he's medium. So that's a big thing with Theracus. I don't always bring out Brave Arrow with him. Sometimes I'll take out the Warlord.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, because that would really help. I mean, even though he's pretty fast on his own, but
Yes, which is why he's like excellent in both ways because he doesn't need the Warlord to move quickly, but he doesn't need Theracus to move quickly.
right.
Yeah.
Which going because this obviously the main event was reverse the whip, and even though we're playing with our own armies here, I've talked to some people already about their armies being like strong or weak, or like you don't want to take something too strong or too weak and all that sort of thing. So did you feel that taking this particular army within your favor? Not to the fact that it's either too strong or too weak, but was it because that the Mohican River Tribe and Brave Arrow are not taken as often?
It was both. I was worried that the power level might be too strong given the previous ScapeCon, which had some just like absolute abominations of armies that were just whew, that were only good if you knew how to play them. But
Interesting.
uh, I think I'm pretty sure that I went 3-2, and I was 3-1, and I lost the last game against Matthew. And
Let's tack the one behind him.
I think my army only won. I think I beat you with my army, and maybe it won one other time. But my army didn't do too hot. I don't actually. Oh man,
And now, because the mark of the warlord,
I was so burnt out. My memories of that day. I'm gonna go look up the results.
sneaked by.
Uh,
Attacking 5 with mark of the warlord.
and see how much detail there is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I went 3-2. And my army just like did pretty well. I think I won every game with it though. I'm just kind of don't have a good memory of that one, which is unfortunate. Just like, yeah, I'd have to have some um, what's it called? Triggers.
Oh yeah. Memory triggers just
To trigger the
yeah.
memory. There right now it's just kind of like condensed into like a cube. And I need to expand it like an accordion or like a file.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I didn't feel like it was too weak. I remember that for sure.
Yeah, I think that one defense is it feels deceiving.
Yeah, I'm usually able to pilot them in such a way that. Oh wait, I went 2-4. I must have gone 3-2 to ScapeCon or the first ScapeCon. In which case, yeah, my army did pretty poorly.
Gotcha.
That's a bummer. Well,
I'm assuming.
I wish I didn't spoil that result, that fake memory of mine of
Oh
doing
yeah.
well. But
I,
yeah,
I really can't imagine. I think people are already used to how I play at this point.
But
So,
we're not dealing with that right
oh
now.
shoot, what was I gonna
Alright,
ask?
so.
Oh,
we're gonna
the first ScapeCon. I presume
Don't worry about
that majority of the armies that were brought to the first ScapeCon were really overpowered, just because no one knew what to expect. So they just brought the strongest armies that they had.
no, actually, so at Gen Con, Gen Con had been doing reverse the whip in day 2
Okay.
only for 3 or 4 years. So the power level had been gradually decreasing. That did happen the first reverse the whip that they did in Gen Con. But the first ScapeCon was when I was saying abominable, I meant pure splash armies
Oh.
like Tagawa Samurai, one times fourth mass, Kimoshi. Well, okay, not Kimoshi. Like Arkmer, Savaris, and Rogar dragons. It was like complete random garbage. There was a lot of
Interesting.
Tarn Viking warriors, a lot of single samurai squads.
Huh.
Rogar was a surprise take.
shoulder pads.
Just like really hard to use units that were not commonly used because they're kind of considered bad. So like the power level was really weak.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, so it's the exact opposite that I thought. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, and
Huh.
I brought
And I'm
2 times Phantom Knights, Sir Dupuis, Concan, and that might have been the point limit. 150, 230, 2 times Phantom Knights, 470, and then I had another unit. Um,
10.
some filler unit. But anyways, that army was like kind of too strong.
15.
Uh, I won most games with it, and then it won one game against me. So yeah. Anyways, not to completely sidetrack, but first ScapeCon power level really weak. It was kind of crazy.
Oh, interesting. So I had moved in a Mara Warrior a bit too far, and I don't know how I lost. I don't remember seeing two get lost. Okay, and then I spent a whole turn to try to bring them back. Okay.
I think I shot you from afar away and got like two completely lucky hits early and just like completely trashed your squad plans. Um, and then you revived what, two of them in a row? Or you revived just one of them?
Yeah, I just revived one now.
Yeah.
I could definitely see how I lost now because
Oh,
not even the fact that I came around because I'm realizing that the start zone in general is there it's very tight, and I can't really move around and like swivel with your units, or we can't dance around each other essentially.
uh-huh.
So as long as you get the height advantage and engage with me, there is no way for me to get the height advantage on you, or at least I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, I can't move around you to get there. It's because you have me, like, that one unit is I'm locked down.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I remember I got one of your dudes. I shot one of the Mara warriors down in shadow, and the other one I ran up to over the glyph and stabbed him with my axe or something.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I was able to win the initial push off of that. And you lost like the Grox really quick. It was just like I won that like every initial fight and got that wave push and kind of trapped you in your start zone.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fascinating. Because I mean, the movement on this army is just nuts. Um,
7 move, 6 range.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh my
I looked at it. I had 4 times Phantom Knights.
god. Oh, okay.
So that was too strong.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice chat up there.
This was a fun match. It was like kind of the ideal result with these guys
Sure.
that you'd want. You kind of run up, engage, kill people, and then get to stand up on height and shoot down. Oops.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
didn't always happen that way.
No, no, yeah. I mean, even for myself, like I'm still, learning, and I'm still trying to figure out, like, I mean, look, I learned so much um, from those 5 days, but also going back through, I'm, relooking at at my mistakes and seeing, like, okay, like I said, positioning is so important in this game.
Yeah.
And even with the Mohican Tribesmen, you got to know your positioning, because with only one defense, you got to make sure that all of them are on height at some point early.
Yep.
And actually having that extra movement to do that early is super helpful.
Yep. It allows you to start fast, which is what you need with them most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, for example, what I thought you should have done to start this game was start with your Morrow drones,
Yeah.
gotten them out since they're melee and kind of like blocked off that area, and then come up with your ranged people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I generally think of it like your ranged people can attack while coming up.
Right.
So if you get your melee people out first, then your ranged people can run up and hopefully attack the opponent who's already run up to meet you. In this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, essentially,
Also, you just had more
you
units.
draw a line with my drones, and even if I don't put any more order workers on them, make sure that the positioning is appropriate so that you can't get through without getting engaged. So even with the amount of
Yes.
movement that you have, you would have to disengage unless you're a Gret. Then you can just move right through, and it means nothing to you.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? What happened?
That's the thing with speed. You gotta strategically block off points where I can run up and block you, because that's the advantage of having speed.
Right.
You want to force these guys to attack you. You want to attack these people from range. Like, you want to get them locked up and then shoot them from range, because they're like the max you're gonna be away from somebody is probably 5 spaces, because most squads only have 6 move or 6 range at most.
Yeah.
Like, you get the Krav with 7, the Zedian guards with 7, but like most squads only have 6. So like your max is gonna be 5, so concealment 19, so that's 14 or higher. So that's what, like a 35% chance.
Mm.
It's not too good if you think about it. And then you get 1 defense or 2, not good. So you want to pick him off from range. It's much easier. But
Yeah.
it's funny because Brave Arrow's the opposite. He's got concealment 10.
Mm-hmm.
So like shooting at him, it's like a 75% chance for him to dodge it completely.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty
Uh,
good.
so he's the opposite. You want to run up and punch him to death.
Mm.
I'm not going to reveal any more ways to beat my potential main event team next year on
Yeah.
stream.
Well, I won't be there next year, but
Oh no, you're not?
no,
Oh,
no.
that's a shame.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's a bummer.
I'm gonna try to do maybe every other year. I know
Uh-huh.
this past year we were supposed to, my girlfriend and I, supposed to go to on vacation with her family. We had fallen ill and could not go, and so I had promised her that we would, go do another trip. Maybe go to Florida or something. You know,
Ladder.
do something special. So I need to put my time with her this summer.
Gotcha. Well, that's fair.
But I will say, even though you're not, on the eastern seaboard, but I went to an event in Massachusetts, and I'm going to be going again in March. So I'm looking forward to doing more, East Coast
Nice.
events.
Yeah, where are you based at? If you
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna dox myself. Yeah. Anyways, so pretty close, but not really close enough to get a tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Catching up for lost time.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's talk about, because we talked about a lot with this army and these games. You have done some art. You're a graphic designer, aren't you?
Yeah. I went to school for graphic design. I do like kind of website development and design at the moment.
Mm.
But I still do graphic design on the side, so that's more my hobby right now than my profession. But
Okay.
it is something I love and will do most of my life. Yeah. So in terms of ScapeCon, I design the logo, which is kind of the word mark. So ScapeCon, the underneath with the year that it is part of the logo, and then whatever is behind it. Last year it was the two dragons, Nilfheim and Braxis, and this year it'll be something else.
Excellent. Yeah, for
But
ScapeCon 3. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, I actually love the design. With them putting them on the back of the cars was really awesome to see. My girlfriend and I love the shirts for the figure designs to be on the back of
thank
them.
you.
It's super cool. Even the color choices is really awesome. Having
Thank you.
The 3-color design, blue, black, and white. Really very fitting for this skate.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is there a lot of thought that goes into that? If you just rolling dice, like, oh, what color this year, or even I should say, well, answer if you can't answer that, and then I have one more question for you after that.
Yeah. So as far as coming up with the ideas, I'll answer that one first. It's just like, sometimes an idea comes to mind and sometimes I have to sit and ruminate. Like this year, I can't really think. I also do the designs for the dice.
Oh,
So this
interesting.
year
Okay.
I'm struggling to think of some dice designs. Ben gave me a good one, so I'm going to have to look at that. I'm going to have to look at my notes for that one. But yeah, the process is generally like I'll have an idea immediately 95% of the time, and usually I'll just make it and see what happens. I generally like it enough the first time that I'll throw it out there to Mike. So the first ScapeCon took me longer. I went through more iterations before I came up with that one. This next one, I kind of had the idea immediately, and I executed it pretty well. I liked my drawings, and Then this year, didn't have a ton of ideas, and then I kind of came up with something on the spot, and that's kind of what we're going with. So I've been lucky with these, but sometimes it just takes a while. Sometimes
Sure.
you do something, and if I don't love it, I'm gonna want to do more iterations. Even if I love it, I'm gonna want to do more iterations because it's never bad to try and think of other takes.
Right.
If I've done 3 iterations and I still like the first one, I'll usually give up and go with the first one.
Yeah, yeah,
But the ScapeCon logo, I just kind of sat there. I
See that? You know what? My brain
I
just
traced. Ooh,
my
what did I
brain
do?
saw it.
No, I didn't trace them. I drew in pencil the Nilfheim and the Braxis, and then I traced it with the pen tool on the computer and stroked it up, which is like what the outlines of things are called. So like if you have just a line in Adobe Illustrator, if you give it a stroke, it'll just make it a line.
Oh,
Um,
oh, that's awesome.
versus like a rectangle where the stroke would be like an outline,
Right.
and the fill would be kind of the full color rectangle, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I think I mean I'm a
You
bit of
can't
an
just say
artist
stroke it
myself as
up
well,
and
so
then.
I kind of get it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was mostly describing for the other people. I can't just say a phrase like stroked it up and then not like explain. Just leave that one hanging. So, but yeah, anyways, I had some fun with that one. So, what was your follow-up question?
No, I think you answered that one actually with that. So. 'Cause
Cool.
it was pretty much just like like the drawings of the dragons, like how that come about, and that pretty
Okay.
much answered that.
Yeah, I had the idea to do Nilfheim and Braxis as like Skull and Shield, or Charos and Nilfheim as Skull and Shield for the Gen Con dice for a while, but it just felt like they needed too much detail at that tiny level, and it just wasn't working. So I
Right.
was glad to work them in here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't remember if they had it up this year, but the big red heroScape banner, uh, that's like 6 feet tall. Did they have that up this year? Do you remember?
Ooh.
I know they had it up the first year, but I don't think they had it up this year.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any banners. I
Okay,
remember
then
seeing
never mind.
like some art over by the prize table, but I don't remember seeing anything too big. Anything that said ScapeCon on it, it was like from the hotel itself.
Gotcha. Cool. Um, yeah. Well, then that's the art that I've contributed. Um, I've been making the dice for like 6 years now, but I've only been contributing to ScapeCon since
Okay.
or like contributing more to ScapeCon. I didn't do as much for Gen Con. I just had that one banner that I was talking about made that's tall and red, and had been doing the dice.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I'm happy to help out Mike wherever I can. Try and work on it. So yeah,
That's awesome. That's so cool. Um,
thank you.
did you happen to just kind of like reach out to them and be like, hey, I do graphic design. I'd love to help you guys out. And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, we could use that. Or is it like the opposite where it's like, hey, we heard that you do graphic design. Would you mind helping us? Like,
They knew that I did the dice, so Mike reached out to me for the dice for ScapeCon 1, and then I was like, yo, I can do a logo. Well, they got a logo from, what was it, Super Frog? Somebody on the HeroScapers forums, and I was like, I saw that and I was like, ooh, I want to take a shot at a logo. So I contacted Mike and he was like, sure, go for it. So I helped him whip it up for the shirt, but it was too late. They had already made the cards. So if you got any cards from ScapeCon 1, you can see the very first version of the logo on the back. And then version 2 was my first version, which was the current ScapeCon like word mark, just the words,
right? Okay.
or the letters is what I'm referring to with the word mark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Thank you. It's been fun. ScapeCon's been great. So highly recommend if you can afford it and have the time. It's excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So if by chance at any point there are seats open and you're willing to, go, obviously all that information is going to be in the description below. It was an amazing event, as you can see, meeting some great people like Chandler.
Thank you.
That's the one. That's the one great thing. Obviously, as a first
Uh-huh.
timer to an event like this, I was, I wouldn't say concerned, but like I didn't know like how many people were gonna be like super chatty or anything like that. Like I don't know what I was stepping
Yeah,
into. I've had
I gotcha.
small like glimpses of what the community is like through the Facebook or the heroScapers, just reading articles and stuff. So I already knew they were like super passionate about the game, but like 5 days, like could you be like, oh my god, I can't stand this guy or I can't stand this person, like with that cover? No, absolutely. I didn't really get to talk to all of you as long as a conversation like this, but even the short conversations I've had and playing the game, everybody's just I just can't say anymore other than how great, amazing you guys are. So.
Well, yeah, as part of that group, I appreciate it, but I'll reiterate, like, as far as any stereotypes anyone might have, like, hero escapers are a very sociable bunch. Um, there's obviously some people who aren't as chatty as others,
Sure.
but like as a whole, for a tabletop game, everybody is very willing to talk
Oh
and is
yeah.
sociable, especially about HeroScape. Like you get them going, and sometimes they won't shut up.
Right. Yeah. You really could just keep going.
Yeah, like I'm the type of person who'll either not say a word throughout the match or just blabber the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you do show up, I will be there at ScapeCon 3, so I'll say hi. Be sure to meet
Absolutely.
everybody. Cause yeah, it's a great time to meet new people. And for me, like having been going for a while, almost everybody, good like 60% of people there I've been like seeing at Gen Con for a while. Like Mike, I've known for like 8 years. I known him since he was a kid. I know him since
Mm.
I was a kid, since we were both kids. So it's like it's fun, you know. And some of the other people too. Like it's just kind of it's crazy seeing that. Like if you go back on Face or is it Facebook? But there are old videos of that you can spot of like me and Nick Elder and Mitchell Elder, who are other people who've been going for a while.
Hmm.
Old videos of us looking like little children because we were. So it's awesome. It's been a great 10 years. I love HeroScape. I love talking to the people like this, and I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like I said, it's a pleasure. I'm so glad that everyone's so willing to come chat and talk, because this is the whole reason that I wanted to do these videos like this. Because obviously they're not the normal videos that I normally film with my friends, and so I wanted to find a different type of format. And I figured the best way is to just have a better, longer conversation about our game, about everything. So even though our game
Yeah.
wasn't the usual 45 to 50 minutes long, um, because of how
Yeah.
either poorly I played or how amazingly you did, and I'm gonna go with that one. You played amazing. So...
Why, thank you, Joe. You flatter me. I'm gonna throw in there's definitely a bit of luck on my side there. As a whole ScapeCon, I rolled pretty good on attack on average.
hmm
Um, my defense is weak, but if I'm succeeding on every attack, you don't need defense.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you had
it
a
was a good
very
game.
interesting army that I definitely hope at one point can acquire for our collection to play, because for how weak you might look at the stat wise for the Mohican River tribe, ability wise, that point value is absolutely worth it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure in Delta they stay the same. If
Really? I was just gonna ask, did you ever look up Delta? Oh, that's crazy. See, that's how you know a
like,
character's balanced.
oh
When
yeah,
they
I
just
love
stay
it. Like
exactly the same.
there's some of the most balanced units, and like I love that thematically they counter the American revolutionaries, the
Mm-hmm.
the fourth mass,
Yeah.
because like they those are like the common squads with some of the longest range. So they get the concealment 14 versus like 15 or 16. And then if you engage with them, you're better than them.
Oh yeah.
So like they match up a little worse with the 10th, but still they're good against them in terms of common range squad matchups. And like thematically, like it's cool because like the Native Americans kind of dunked on the American soldiers essentially when they had like equal playing fields,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And they're just fun. They've got like synergy. My favorite part of the game is synergy, trying to find like silly or dumb strategies. And I feel like we're getting close to maxing them out with how long heroScape's been out and how many freaking armies I've made, but you never know.
Yeah. I hope through, at this point, through the C through V and the SOV, that we can enhance the style of either scouts and or any other different personalities and classes. And like, I think there's so much more we can do with that side of Scape to elevate this game to an entirely different level. Because if you look at the Venek Warlord being the snake person it is, buffing Native Americans, that's great. That's so great.
Oh yeah, I
And
love
of course
it.
you got
I mean,
a hawk, whatever Thrakus is.
a griffin.
Yeah, a flying horse.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, my favorite synergy is that the Roman soldiers, the Roman legion, can go with this freaking alien horse thing. Alien human that rides a horse.
Yeah.
So, or like this alien that has a armor-plated arm. So, like, yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, Chandler, thank you again for all of your great conversations. Appreciate the artwork. I will leave a link to the website that he has with all of his work. So if you ever want to reach out, get some graphic design done for yourselves, you're more than welcome to. And I think that's about it. Is there anything else going on with you?
Not a ton. I appreciate the plug. I did want to circle back. The Mohicans are 5 points more expensive in Delta. So
Okay, so
they're
75. Okay,
good.
not bad.
They're not expensive enough. Anyways, what's going on with me? Yeah. ChandlerBurger.com. You can check out my work. I do freelance. I don't have like a super big freelance business or anything. It's gonna be more casual. But if I don't know you, we'll probably work up a contract or something.
Sure.
And thanks for having me on, Joe.
Absolutely,
Like, it was
it's
great meeting you.
welcome. Yes.
I'll come back. Like, I'll talk about heroScape for hours. I
That's
can
awesome.
talk for a long time.
That's good to know. I will put you on the list for returning guests. We'll find
just let me know.
Find a topic and we'll talk about it.
Sure thing, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, to all of you at home, I thank you for watching this entire video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more heroScape content. And don't forget, I am not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy.